I just wanted to make a quick video before I go to sleep, man. I couldn't sleep, man, so I want to make a quick video real quick. And it's not pretty. You feel what I'm saying? I know a lot of guys, they gotta understand what they're up against, man. In today's highly competitive dating market, you know, men are making things more difficult to find a partner nowadays. You feel me? You know, becoming old and alone has become more reality to a lot of guys. You feel what I'm saying? You know, a lot of guys in the West won't find women. They won't find girlfriends, or they won't find wives. That's some dude's reality. You feel what I'm saying? A lot of men won't find a girlfriend. A lot of men won't find a wife. A lot of men won't procreate themselves. You know what I'm saying? Unless they get out here and compete. Now, if you're competing, if you're out on the grind, every single day, you feel me? If you out here doing what you gotta do to survive for your genetics, then you might have a shot at not being old and alone. But nowadays, man, it's pretty much safe to say that a lot of guys are gonna end up becoming old and alone. And before you get your panties in a bunch, you say, Kel-Cat, bro, what are you saying, bro? What are you saying? And that, men are gonna get out of men are gonna find girlfriends. They're not gonna find wives. Yeah, it's like China. There's 30 million men who are not gonna be able to find girlfriends or wives. Look it up. Look that shit up. You feel me? Dudes in China, they're not gonna be able to find girlfriends or wives, man. Some motherfuckers, they doomed to be, by themselves for the rest of their life. Single for the rest of their life. You feel me? Now, if you're competing, if you're highly intelligent or you're just a brainiac, you feel me? Then I can see you out here trying to do what you gotta do to survive. But some guys are not gonna make it. And that's a hard pill to swallow for some motherfuckers, bro. To know some motherfuckers are not gonna be able to find girlfriends or wives in this highly competitive dating market. You feel me? What's up with it, Jamie? Jamie in the house. Jamie in the motherfucking house. You feel me? Where the hell is Joey Finglish? Eat that shit from the back. Eat it from the back. He funny, man. But what I'm saying is, back to what I was saying, bro, on the real tip, though, there's a lot of men who are not going to end up being married either. They'll never have a taste of marriage. They'll never have a taste of even having a girlfriend in this highly competitive dating market. And the reason why they won't be able to do that, because like I said, it's a highly competitive dating market. Dudes, let me tell you something. Dudes are coming down, eating off your plate. Chaz and Tyrone's are coming down, eating off their plate because they having a hard time finding women around their looks level. You got 8, 9s, and 10s men who are getting with females who are 5, 6s, and 7s. You feel what I'm saying? That's what's really going on, man. That's why it's hard to find a woman around your looks level, because you got higher men above having to settle too. Let's say you are an average guy like me that's around a 5 or a 6 or whatever, right? You're looking for other 5s and 6s, but they checking the other 5s and 6s. They checking for, 8s and 7s and shit, 7s and 8s. What's up with it? Sean Breeze in the house. What's up with it? So that's why it's so hard to find a woman that's around your looks level, because you got guys that's coming down, that are like eights and nine, well maybe like eights and sevens. They coming down, marrying and getting with fives and sixes. You see what I'm saying? You got a guy that's an eight, he's marrying a fucking six or a five. You feel what I'm saying? He's settling because he can't find another eight like him, because it's highly competitive. Think about it. A guy that's an eight, he's not gonna be able to find a female that's an eight unless he got his shit together. You feel what I'm saying? Now the guy's he's an eight, he got a lot of money. Okay, yeah, he's gonna find his face match. But think about it. A guy that's broke, he's the eight in looks. Best believe he's not gonna be able to find a female that's an eight like him. He gonna come down and eat off your plate. A guy that's a six or a five or a six, he gonna marry a six. You feel what I'm saying? He gonna procreate with a six, and you like, damn, I can't find no sixes like me, so I gotta settle for a female that's a three or a four. You know what I'm saying? I gotta settle for a female that look like Sub 5 Stalker. That's what's really going on in the dating market, bro. You feel what I'm saying? And the Chaz and Tyrone, they won't commit to like women who are below them. They don't. They compete. They compete. They commit to women that's around their looks level. But it's hard to find a woman around their looks level if they're broke. You feel what I'm saying? If a Chad or a Tyrone got his shit together, and yeah, he'll be able to settle down and procreate with a woman around his looks level. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, man, at the same time, a lot of men are not going to be able to find girlfriends or wives. Some guys are doomed to a life of solitude. I hate to say that. It's the fucking goddamn truth, bro. You feel what I'm saying? It's the goddamn truth. A lot of guys are doomed to a solitude life where they're not going to be able to find a girlfriend or a wife, even a wife. Some motherfuckers say, don't get married. Marriage is boring. The same sex every single day. And some dudes won't be able to do that. You feel me? Some dudes won't be able to do that. I just thought about that when I was sitting down and I couldn't go to sleep. And I've been drinking a little bit tonight, but I couldn't sleep because I was like, fuck. For some reason, I'm just up for some reason. And I thought about it. I was like some dudes are not going to be able to find girlfriends in this lifetime. Some dudes are doomed to a life of solitude, meaning they're going to spend the rest of their life alone. Unless they come into some money or they become rich or somehow, you know what I'm saying, or unless they get the bag or something like that. But other than that, some dudes are going to get left out of this deal, man. I'm just saying, what I'm saying is, okay, yeah, marriage is not a really good thing for like men, but some dudes won't be able to do that. Some dudes won't be able to do that. They won't even be able to get married. They won't be able to find a girlfriend at all. On highly competitive, how highly competitive the dating market is, some dudes won't be able to have the luxury to even be picky. Like they gotta come with they gotta throw in. You feel what I'm saying? They gotta fucking take anything that comes their way. Like some dudes are not gonna be able to be able to find a significant other, or even getting married, or even have a girlfriend. They're done for, bro. Some dudes are done for. They're gonna be for the remainder of their life. They're gonna be single until the day that they pass away. That's kind of sad to me, though. You know. Yeah, most good women are in relationships. We left with scraps. Yeah, hence, Sub 5 Stalker. Everybody talk about, well, Hellcat, bro, you shouldn't be talking about Sub 5 Stalker. It gets boring when you talk about Sub 5 Stalker. I talk about sub five stalkers because she's a prime example of what I call is scraps that a lot of men do not want. Why do you think she was throwing coffee on my car every single day? Because nobody wanted her, bro. Look, if she was a valuable woman, you think she would be throwing coffee on my car every single day? If she was an 8, 9, or a 10, you think she would be throwing coffee on my car every single day? No. It's the fact that she was at the bottom of the barrel and men of her culture did not want her because she's considered a leftover woman. She was Chinese. You feel me? Sub 5 Stalker was Chinese. And Chinese men, they're not trying to marry women around 40 and shit. You know what I'm saying? She was a leftover woman, bro. So there's a lot of women that won't be able to get married and find a man either, man. It's not just men. There's women out there too, man, that's left out there and they would never find a husband, and they would end up being old, alone, and then dying alone, as well as men that are not going to be able to find a wife. And it's the sad truth, bro. Like, some dudes won't be able to find girlfriends or wives, or even that, man. Like, man, some dudes gonna get left out, and they're not gonna be able to they're not gonna reproduce or procreate. They're not gonna be able to do that. The dating market is too highly competitive, bro. Some dudes are done. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna reproduce themselves. You see what I'm saying? Dying alone is bad, bro. Nobody wants you, bro. Damn. Yeah, because then you get old. You feel me? Like, the thing is, it's like, okay, when you're young, you're more likely to find a partner because you're full of looks, you're full of youth, okay? But then after you get older and you run out of looks as a man, you shrivel up and become old. Like my mother said when I was younger, she said, damn, it's a goddamn shame when you get old, nobody want you. Oh, man. That's what my mother said, man. And that was the truth, man. Because my mother, she didn't have no more boyfriends after like age 45, 50. She didn't have no more boyfriends after that. You feel what I'm saying? She basically died alone, man. And my father too. My father didn't have no more girlfriends after he got older. He was talking to some African girl, across the way before he died. My father. So he wasn't talking to no American woman. He was overseas. He was talking to a woman overseas, bro. You feel what I'm saying? Before he died. Okay? And he never got to meet her at all. He was basically talking to a female he never got to meet. And he died before he didn't even meet her. So my thing is, it's like, some people will make it and some people won't. Like, it's a shame that a lot of guys are not going to be able to find girlfriends or wives. Just like in China. I mean, I've been studying a lot of, like, guys in China that's out there, and there's 30 million men out there that won't find girlfriends or wives. They're gonna be alone for the rest of their life. You're basically living a life of solitude. Basically by themselves, meaning that every year that goes by, they'll never have a Valentine. They'll never experience any type of relationship with a woman. They'll never get girlfriends. They'll never get wives. If anything, they might experience prostitutes. That's about it. But they'll never have a family. They'll never have kids. Solitude, is their middle name, basically. You feel me? You know, solitude is their middle name. They're not gonna have none of that. All that loving, tender care, kissing and hugging and being in the bed together, hugging and loving each other. They're not gonna be able to experience none of that, bro. You know, they're not gonna be. I just thought about that, man. I was laying down. I got up because I took a couple of sleeping pills, but I don't know why I'm still awake. Uh, I'm about to go to sleep soon, though, man. But I took a couple of sleeping pills, and I'm about to go to sleep soon. But I got up and I was like, damn, really? There's guys out here that's never gonna have a girlfriend in life, bro. I noticed that, man. Like it was highly competitive when I was like in my late 30s. Remember, I was using steroids, and I remember how hard dating was back then, and it's still hard to this day. Like you got the Chaz and the Tyrones, you got the 20% of men that are over 6 feet tall. They hogging shit up. You know, remember the the um the Chad Siegel. One of you guys came in and said that Chad Siegel was hogging shit up. Remember one of the Siegels that I was talking about how like, you know, I had thrown chips to the ground and there was a pile over there and across. I had two piles going. I had one pile of chips that had a whole lot of chips in it, and then I had one smaller pile. And Chad Siegel came in. He swooped in and he started to eat the chips, and then all the other like seagulls crowded around him and tried to eat the chips too, and he backed them up. He went in there and he checked everybody. He's like, motherfucker, these are my chips, and that's it. He checked all them seagulls, and then he went over to the chips and ate one chip at a time in front of all the seagulls. And all the other seagulls, they couldn't do nothing because he was the biggest seagull. He was the biggest dude. You know what I'm saying? That's how it is in the dating world. You got Chaz and Tyrone's, and like, you feel me? Like, uh, you got Chaz and Tyrone's coming down eating off your plate. I noticed that, yeah, don't get me wrong, bro. Chaz and Tyrone's are sleeping with the average woman. They're just not committing to the average woman. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, they're sleeping with Chaz and Tyrone's are sleeping with sevens and sixes and shit like that, and maybe sometimes a five. When he can't find anything else, he'll sleep with a five at the least. He ain't sleeping with the threes and fours. You know what I'm saying? He ain't sleeping with sub five women. Guarantee that. You know, but at the same time, you know, a lot of guys having trouble because of, Chad Rome and Chad, you know, sleeping with he's sleeping with you feel me? So you gotta understand something, man. It is out here in this dating market, it is highly competitive. You feel what I'm saying? And it has never been as competitive as it has always been. A lot of you guys don't know how competitive it really is. I mean, damn, even for decent looking dudes like me, it's highly competitive. You be at low percentage body fat, it's still highly competitive. And the only way you can win nowadays is through the bag, man. You're making money, you're making good money, you know, you can win through that way. You feel me? You know, you can win that way, but if you ain't good and you're a guy that's struggling, be prepared to be struggling throughout your whole entire life, because the rain would never let up. You feel me? If you're struggling right now, Be prepared to be struggling for the rest of your life. That's all I gotta say. Until you come up somehow with bread, with money, you're not gonna come out of this situation, bro. You're not gonna come out of this situation at all. Just keep that a buck. You're not gonna come out of that situation. I hate to say it, but some guys are not gonna be able to find a girlfriend, wife. There's some dudes that have died without finding that special woman. You guys remember that guy? What's his name? Vince McTowell. Remember that guy? You guys remember that guy, right? He died single of cancer. Remember Vince McTowell? He was making those videos, and he had that funny laugh. Remember the McTowell guy called Vince McTowell? He died of cancer, bro. And he didn't have no woman at all, bro. He died. He basically died alone, man. I remember that guy because back in the day, I was a MGTOW. You feel me? When I first started this channel, I was a MGTOW because I was really bitter of my ex-girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? So I decided to make a MGTOW channel, and we remember Vince McTowell. You guys don't remember that shit, bro. Vince McTowell. He died of cancer, bro. Never got to really experience a wife or a girlfriend, really. He lived single his whole entire life. Basically an incel. He was an incel because he didn't have a lot of money. He died early, man. That's a goddamn shame. Some of us, if we don't get wives or girlfriends, we're gonna die early. That's a goddamn shame how Vince McTowell died like that, bro. It's crazy, bro. You feel me? What's up with it? You good? You know what I'm saying? It's a goddamn shame how Vince McTowell died, bro. He was like 50 or 60 or something like that. And he died of cancer. I remember him. Damn. If he would have been married, I think he would have lived a little bit longer, man. But he died, man. It was cancer. You know what I'm saying? And then Kevin Samuels died early, bro. It was like, man, what the fuck, bro? Motherfuckers living by themselves. It's not cool to be that old. You feel me? And then live by yourself for the rest of your life. It's not. We just not gonna live that long if we're out here playing. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? What happened?
I said that motherfucker stalking my ass from the other side of downtown and shit.
Who?
No, just stupid motherfuckers doing dumb shit.
Somebody stalking you?
I'm just saying, the motherfucker be watching me 24/7.
Who?
Motherfucker be going to my shit. When I was over there the other night and shit, man, motherfucker was fucking me when I was in my sleep and shit, dude.
Where?
Over by the
That's why I say to be over there, bro. Where we at?
I know you got the cameras and shit.
No, I'm there, man. If you got a problem, I'm right there. So camp over there. Don't camp over there. That's not a good spot. Camp over there where I was telling you.
Yeah.
Cause I'm right there. You got a problem, just come. We all look out for each other around here. The guy right here, he stay right here. I stay right there. There's another guy up here.
That's him right there. He over there sitting in the parking lot.
Yeah. So, if you got a problem, bro, you know what I'm saying? Get up and come tell me or whatever. And I'm there. I'm sleeping right there tonight. You feel me?
Yeah, okay.
So, whatever, bro. Sleep where I was telling you at. That's the best spot anyway. Cops stay away from that spot. It's better than my spot. You know what I'm saying?
I know some people be looking out and shit, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, just stay. Yeah, just stay. You know what I'm saying? Go back to that spot where I was telling you. Remember, on the weekdays, you gotta be out there by 6:30. Right there, that spot. Cause I'm up at 6:30. I'm out of there.
I feel you.
You know what I'm saying? You feel me?
Yeah, that's what they told me because I was up there until like shit about 9 something.
Oh yeah, and on weekend, yeah, you could do it on the weekend. Yeah, tomorrow you could be up to 9. You can sleep in, but on the weekdays, 6 o'clock, 6:30, you gotta get up out of here. That's what I do. I go straight to Starbucks and have me a sandwich or something. That's about it, bro.
Yeah, see, I'm not.
You
Yeah,
feel what I'm saying?
being here in California, and shit, y'all got them fucking the camp out ordinances and shit. So I understand that.
Yeah. So on the weekdays, you gotta be out like around 6:30 and shit. That's what I do. You feel me? Go out. I get up around like 5:30. I stretch my feet, get up.
Yeah, I can't turn around and be fucking around. My shit
Yeah.
is swollen and shit, man. I'm carrying all that damn weight off.
Yeah. So my thing is, just make sure you up on the weekdays around 6:30. On the weekends, you can sleep into whatever. Like I'm sleeping until like at least 9 in the morning. I get all my sleep in on the weekends. You feel me? So
Yeah, I was sleeping behind the fucking damn library and shit, man.
yeah, no.
Motherfucker kept on fucking even screaming back there and shit, yo. Every time I turn around and shit, like they fucking own the area. Somebody used to motherfucker tell
Who?
them shit. I don't know who the fuck that motherfucker was and shit. I went back there. This
Yeah,
motherfucker.
yeah. Don't hang out right here, bro. You just
No, somebody was in the back.
on the back. Whatever. Don't hang out. I mean, you can hang out right here, cool. But like, try to stay out the way, man. That's what I'm trying to do right now, man. I'm gonna go sleep soon. It's too late to be hanging out right here. Even though I am hanging out right here, you hanging out right here. But if you in the way, you target for cops.
Yeah, well, they know I'm military and shit, so they really want to fuck.
Oh, they already know. They know who you are.
Well,
So
I mean, you try to tell fucking young people and shit that, shit going on in the world right now, shit ain't fucking there right and shit, man. A lot of motherfuckers get fucked up. And I'm like, we coming real close and shit to a fucking nuclear holocaust and shit. And you motherfuckers just don't want to listen and shit.
no, America, no.
Shit, they popping up some shit right now, dude.
we got too many nukes for them.
No, I'm saying is this shit, man. Other people gonna draw us into their shit, man. Let me express this.
Iran do not want have any parts of the U.S. at all. And if they send one nuke over here, we sending 10 their way.
You know what?
So it's not. it's never gonna.
It's not just that. It's the fact that, you know what I'm saying, a lot of ill shit is happening, and some of these world leaders don't want to get caught up in their shit, and they will pop some shit the fuck off just to keep their ass from getting in shit.
They will, but at the same time, look, the aftermath is greater. Iran don't want to have no parts of the U.S.
This ain't got nothing to do with Iran. This ain't got nothing to do with him.
Or even any other country. Not even Russia. They don't want to have no parts of the U.S.
Man.
Because even though they'll lose, we'll lose, but they'll lose harder than we. we the safest country in the world. As long as we got nukes, nobody wants a piece of us. Nukes will fuck up for miles, 10 miles from here to like. You drop a nuke, that shit will fuck up 10 miles all the way from here to like Fremont. Okay, yeah. Nobody wants no parts of that.
Yeah. It's not even fucking 10 miles.
That's what happened when we dropped bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
That was a hydrogen.
Okay, when they saw that, they were like, we don't want no parts of that. We don't want the U.S. to come do that shit to us.
This shit don't like us either.
Yeah, but let me tell you,
they allies.
Let me tell you, we the safest country in the world. The most powerful country in the world.
That may be true and shit, but it's not the same.
Because look, Putin talking about, yeah, we gonna drop bombs on the U.S. He been saying that for years. He still ain't did that shit, bro. He been woofing that shit for years. I'm like, you really want parts of us, really? I mean, damn, yeah, you got nukes, but we got nukes too. So why would you want to commit suicide like that?
That's exactly what it be and shit.
Why would you want? He not suicidal. He not gonna do that. Come on, man. He's woofing. He talking. He been doing talking for years, talking about dropping bombs on Texas and shit. He ain't did that shit.
No, I'm just saying, dude. This shit is getting bad.
He's woofing that shit. Nobody wants to.
This ain't got nothing to do with. They ain't got nothing to do with Russia.
Well, any country.
We got NSA fucking agent right over there in Russia and shit. That's how bad that shit is.
But I'm saying any country, don't want no parts of the U.S. We're still the most powerful country in the world.
What are we doing it to ourselves?
huh?
What are we doing it to ourselves?
We're still the most powerful country in the world. We're still the most safest country. Ain't nobody dropping bombs on us, man. Matter of fact, it's nearly impossible to invade us. Because then if you
Man,
invade
shit,
us,
we already fucking damn lit fucking 10 million people up in this motherfucker.
but what I'm saying is if you invade us, then guess what? When you send your supply to try to invade us, we can knock that shit down before they even get over here.
I'm just
So it
saying.
makes America nearly impossible to invade. You feel me what I'm saying? We got too many weapons and that'll fuck up your whole entire country in within minutes. So nobody wants no parts of that. You know, the B-2 bomber, the B-2. You want to see that motherfucker fly in the sky? You feel me? The B-2 bomber. You see that motherfucker ride? I seen a B-2 bomber a while back just fly through the sky. That shit like the Batman plane and shit. It looked like the Batman. I was like, nobody want no more piece of that.
There's technology way more advanced than that shit, dude. That's like you trying to
But
tell people.
that's the top of the food chain though.
Dude, I'm
A
trying
B-2
to,
bomber
I'm
is
trying
one
to
of
tell
the.
you, dude, look,
That scares a lot of world leaders, man.
let me express this and shit.
It,
We've been reverse engineering shit, fucking alien technology and shit. You don't know what's out there.
yeah, I know that part. But I'm saying the B-2 bomber is the top of the food chain. That keeps world leaders awake at night.
Can I ask you a question? Shit, what if a fucking a portal open up right here?
I believe that could
That's what I'm
happen.
saying, and you can go ahead and get something over here and shit, and boom. You know
Hey,
what I'm saying?
I'm a firm
I'm
believer.
just saying and shit, man. There's a lot of things out there and shit that
That's a
motherfuckers just don't
firm
understand.
believer. Yeah, exactly. I think the military does. They got their hands on alien technology. I know they do that, but they haven't been able to reverse it yet. Not yet. Maybe some of it they have, but not the bigger parts. They haven't did. They haven't been able to
When people
reverse
turn
it
around,
yet.
you know what? I really didn't know anything about this fucking flat Earth theory and shit. But even if we couldn't fucking break, you know what I'm saying, the firmament and shit, you know what I'm saying, it was just like that and shit. You can't get so far because of radiation and shit. But you have inner space. This is a huge planet. It creates a lot of fucking energy floating around in fucking space and shit. It's like a slingshot. It is like a fucking if you turn around like how to get from planet to planet, that's what them stargazers for. Motherfucker
Yeah.
said the moon was hollow. They said that's a fucking
No, there's something
no,
in the moon.
I'm just saying this shit personally and shit. If they turn around and slam something to the moon and shit, they can tell if it's hollow or not.
Yeah, they
So
can.
they turn around, they've done some shit. They know more than what the fuck they telling you.
Yeah, yeah,
So when they turn
yeah.
around,
It's
they
not.
start doing all types of fucking shit. See the fucking
No. There's some water in the moon. They found that out quick.
I think that's Mars, but yeah, and shit. It might be the moon. Shit, I'm just saying.
Yeah. I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying.
Fucking around and shit, man. They acting like they, you know what I'm saying, like they God and shit, man. And they ain't God. So personally and shit, motherfucker, need to chill the fuck out.
Yeah. But I'm on the phone, man. I gotta talk to my peoples real quick.
Got you.
Hey, man, go back to the
I
spot.
got you.
Okay, I'm back. Six. What happens at 6:30 a.m. weekdays? There, the staff people come in. Uh, you feel me? Like on the weekends, the staff people they don't come here, so you sleep. You're able to sleep like into like 9, 10 o'clock or whatever a.m. But on the weekdays, staff comes in. So I'm up like around 6 a.m. going to Starbucks, getting some coffee, maybe a cream cheese bagel or some shit like that in the morning. You feel me? That's why I'm up so early in the morning because I leave out of here, out of this spot because the staff comes through. You feel what I'm saying? America will crumble from within. I don't know if America will crumble from within. That could happen, but not in our lifetime. I mean, shit. You feel me? Not in our lifetime. I don't think it will crumble. I think that we're the safest country in the world when it comes to military. I think we still got the most powerful military in the world, so you don't have to worry about nobody dropping no nukes over here or nothing like that. That's the last thing that would happen to us, getting bombed or something like that. Nah, nah, yeah, that's called destroying the whole entire world. you know, you don't want no parts of that. You feel me? But back to what I was saying. Let's go back to what we were saying, man, about a lot of men who are not going to be able to find girlfriends or wives. The same thing that's happening in China, bro. Like a bunch of men who just there's 30 million men, bro. That's not going to be able to find girlfriends, or wives. You know, I mean, I'm not into it. Look, man, I'm not into the fucking conspiracy of crumbling, or America crumbling, because if American crumbles, we crumble and you die. So nobody wants to think about their own demise. Stop thinking about your own demise, because if America crumbles, you die. That's it. It's good night. Okay. Nobody wants to think about that. No. First of all, America is one of the most safest places to be. Nobody's gonna drop a nuke over here. Nobody's suicidal like that. So stop all the bull crap, bro. Nobody's gonna drop a nuke over here. Nobody would have the guts to do that. Not even Putin. Okay? So stop all the bullshit thinking that a nuke is gonna drop over here. Because we got so many nukes that man, we talk about a nuclear war, it would never happen. So get that out your mind right now. A nuclear war across the world would never happen in this lifetime. Nobody's suicidal, bro. Come on now. Stupid. That's stupid. To start a nuclear war, bro. You're suicidal if you do that. You destroy the planet. Nobody's gonna win. So shut the fuck up, bro. You know, if we have a nuclear war, bro, we will all die and perish. So get that out your mind. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to fucking hear it. It's not realistic. You feel what I'm saying? So let's talk about what I was saying about guys who are not gonna be able to find girlfriends or wives, and that's true. Some motherfuckers won't be able to find girlfriends or wives in this lifetime. Some guys will die. Like was it Vince McTowell? Somebody said that in his name. Rest in peace to Vince McTowell. Yes, he died, bro. Vince McTowell, rest in peace, bud. You will be missed. Yes, he died. Vince McTowell died because he was alone, bro. He didn't have a wife or a girlfriend. He died early. And I think if he would have had children and had a girlfriend or a wife, he would have lived a little bit longer. Cause when you with a girlfriend or a wife, you tend to eat better. You feel what I'm saying? Um, it's just like, it's a lot. You tend to live shorter lives when you are single. I mean, ask Kevin Samuels. You think that, like, Kevin Samuels would have lived longer if he would have had a wife or a girlfriend living with him? Yes. Yes. You know, Kevin Samuels would have lived little bit longer if he would have been married with a woman, bro. The reason why I say that is because when you got a woman living with you that's cooking good meals and around you, monitoring you, like, baby, you don't look so good. You need to go to the doctor. A lot of us, we don't go to the doctor like that as men, bro. You feel what I'm saying? But women do. My mother, she always went to the doctor when she was alive, bro. The only thing that killed my mother was a drug overdose. But before then, she was very healthy. You know what I'm saying? She went to the doctor on a regular basis. And she was like 69 years old when she died. See what I'm saying? But a lot of us, bro, we don't go to the doctor as men, bro. You know, you feel what I'm saying? A lot of us, well, if we don't find girlfriends or wives, we're gonna check out early. A lot of us will, bro. I hate to say that. A lot of us won't see 80 years. If you're living a bachelor life, especially if you're poor, like if you're like a guy that don't have health care and you're poor or whatever, yes, you will check out early if you don't have a family, a wife, a girlfriend, kids, and stuff like that. All that stuff keep you living a little bit longer, you know. Look at Michael Jackson. The guy he didn't have no kids that was his, man. I mean, say the kids was his, I don't know, but he didn't have a wife. He didn't really have a family. He checked out early, bro. He was in his 50s when he checked out. You feel what I'm saying? If he had a normal life with a wife and stuff like that, man, he would have lived a little bit longer. Prince too. You feel me? Prince died early, man. He didn't have a wife or a girlfriend at the time, bro. A lot of times when you by yourself, you more likely to get addicted to something, man. And Prince and Michael Jackson was addicted to stuff because they were so isolated and they was trying to cope. They was trying to cope with the addiction, that they had. Um, Prince got addicted to like drugs that the doctors were giving him. You know what I'm saying? You know, you feel me? Even Michael Jackson related, and he died early. When Tito and Jermaine, who were married, they lived long. They still living. They still married. They still living. I'm gonna say it again. Michael Jackson was not married. He had kids and stuff, but he wasn't married. He didn't have no woman. But Tito and Jermaine and all them other Jackson fives, they got married and they still living. Tito was still living, Jermaine is still living. They all married, bro. Michael Jackson was the only one that was a bachelor. You feel what I'm saying? You know, and he died early because he was so isolated. He was too big of a star to even like get married and shit. He couldn't get married. I think he got married to like Lisa Presley. That shit didn't last too long. You know what I'm saying? And he was so isolated that he got addicted to things very easily. When you're isolated, you get addicted to things very easily because you're trying to cope with being alone. Michael Jackson was alone. Kevin Samuels was alone, bro. That was very alone. Even though they were like celebrities, Kevin Samuels was a celebrity here on YouTube, but he was alone though. Yeah, he was messing around with prostitutes and stuff like that, but he didn't have no family, bro. He didn't have no kids. Kevin Samuels didn't have kids, bro. He had no family, nothing like that. So he died in his 50s, bro, when he could have lived a little bit longer if he would have had kids. You feel me? Now, I think that Prince and Michael Jackson sacrificed for the elites. I don't know about that. There's no evidence of that. I don't know they died early. If I was rich, Michael Jackson, Michael J would have been single too. And if I was as rich as Michael Jackson, I would have been single too. Um, you don't want to be single your whole entire life. Eventually, you gotta find a woman eventually in the end. And as I say right now, you guys don't understand. The older you get, the harder it gets to find true love. That's all I gotta say. You feel me? That's all I gotta say because your looks fade. And then when you get old, nobody wants you. Yeah. You ever thought about that? The older you get, the harder it gets to find a true love. I think when I was younger, I had more true loves than I did when I was in my 30s. You know, when I was in my early 20s, my first love was my ex-girlfriend, the Brazilian woman. Okay, you feel me? The Brazilian woman was my first love. I was 20 years old, and we fell in love together. That was my first love. My second love was a chick that I liked, but she didn't really love me as much, you know. But we broke up. You know what I'm saying? It was all in my 20s, and then my final love was my ex-girlfriend when I turned like 20, when I was 26. You know, when I was 26, I loved her and she loved me. You feel what I'm saying? And we stayed together for years. But as you get older, ever since then, I haven't had a love. I haven't had a woman that I fell in love with. You feel me? You feel me? Uh, so as you get older, it gets harder to find a true love, a woman that really love you. And a lot of guys, what happens is a lot of guys that run out of looks, they shrivel up, they become old, and they don't got no money, so they end up old and alone because you didn't find your true love while you was young, so now you're not gonna find no love when you're old and shriveled up. Best believe, man, when you get old, man, you shrivel up, man, your face shrivel up. You become a prune, basically, like a fucking raisin. And it gets harder to find a true love when you look like a fucking raisin. You feel what I'm saying? I'm telling you, I'm trying to give you guys the truth. You know, feel what I'm saying? You feel what I'm saying? I'm trying to give you guys the truth of it out here, bro. It gets harder as you get older to find a love, a woman that really cares about you and love you and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So what happens is a lot of guys like Denzel Washington, he been married for years. Denzel Washington about to live to be 85 years old because he been married for years to the same woman, and that's what's keeping him alive. He's 70. Denzel Washington made it to 70, and a lot of niggas don't make it to 70. You feel me? What I'm saying? A lot of niggas they don't make it to 70. They die in their 50s and 60s, bro. Biz Markie died in his 50s, bro. He wasn't married. Okay? You know, because he also he's rich, by the way. Denzel Washington is rich, but it's gonna keep him living a little bit longer. Who else? You know, Donald Trump. I don't know if he's married right now, but he's rich and he has a woman that's living with him, being with by his side, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's keeping a lot of guys living longer, you know, when you got a woman that's just by your side the whole entire time, even though your ass is an old fart. You feel what I'm saying? It's like, that's why money becomes so goddamn important as you get older, because that's the only thing that can keep females around. Your looks disappear, but the money doesn't. So that's why guys gotta get their bread together, or they're gonna be alone for the rest of their life. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the once looks fade, the only thing should stand is your wallet. Yeah, exactly. When your looks fade, bro, you don't have anything to back up that. Like this one guy, he's like 60 years old. He lives in his car over here. I stopped talking to the guy. Me and him had a falling out. We're not talking no more. I don't talk to him. He don't talk to me. I see him around every now and then, but he's 60 and he's living in his car, meaning that he is super broke, and he ain't gonna never make it out of that, man. Um, he won't see 70. I tell you that. You living in your car, man. You ain't gonna see 70, man. Cause you ain't got nobody that's cooking home meals for you, man, keeping you alive. You feel what I'm saying? You feel me? So a lot of guys gotta wise up, man, and start, start chasing that money while they're young. That's the best thing you can do when you're young, by the way, is chase your bread. You feel what I'm saying? Chase the money. What's up with you?
Huh?
You good?
Yeah, I'm about to get leave.
Okay. You know, best thing you can do is chase your money, man. At a young age, though, because then it'll pay off in the long run. And then you'll always have that money. You'll always have money. And women will always be around. You feel what I'm saying? This is the guys who are stupid. They do stupid stuff with their time when they're young, and they don't chase the bag at all. And then they end up being old and broke and alone. You know what I'm saying? It's hella stupid to not chase the bag while you young, while you full of youth. You feel what I'm saying? You know. Or the guy who said you could talk about something else. What are you saying? Hey, Donald Trump is married to Melania. Funny, Trump looked good for his age. Yeah, I told you niggas, you can't be a player your whole entire life, bro. That's an early grave. Look what happened when Kevin Samuels tried to be a player his whole entire life. He ended up dying early. He could have lived another 20 years if he was married. But I guess, for a long time, he wasn't getting no action from females. And he finally got that money in his pocket. And then uh, he started to live life. He started to drink Red Bull every single day, trying to keep himself up and try to keep up with younger females and shit. He finally got that money. And really, the money is what really killed Kevin Samuels, because you could tell he was broke for a long time, and then when he got that money, you feel me? Like, he started partying like a rock star. When you first start getting money, you start partying like a rock star. You start fucking all kinds of bitches and shit. And that's what happened to Big Pun too. Remember Big Pun? Well, Big Pun was always big. But once he got that money, he was able to eat more and eat the lobster, steak, and shrimp dinners and shit. You feel what I'm saying? High calorie dinners and all the other shit. You feel what I'm saying? So his success was his doom. Sometimes your success could be your doom, man. That's why you always gotta have a woman by your side when you get into your older age, because it'll keep you alive longer. You feel what I'm saying? Anyway, I'm about to end this live, man. You guys have a good night. I'm about to go to sleep, man. I took some pills, man. You know, I took some pills. Yeah. I took some pills and shit. So I'm about to go to sleep, man. Some sleeping pills. I'm tired. But you guys have a good night. I'm gonna get up out of here. I'm about to go sleep now, man. Make a, huh? No, don't sleep right there, bro. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Yeah, don't sleep right